Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about having Sagittarius on the 10th house cusp in a natal chart, or aka Sagittarius MC or Sagittarius midheaven. Well, anyway, first thing is when we look at the career, Sag on the 10th house cusp, this could indicate a career perhaps in philosophy, working as a lawyer or in the legal field, such as a paralegal, a judge, or bailiff, perhaps even. It could be somebody that becomes a college professor. This could also be somebody that's like the perpetual learner and someone that really enjoys like on-the-job training, learning and training, like paid training, so to speak, and learning and assimilating information while they perform their duties in their career based training. Now, could also be somebody that could be interested in exploration, may even, in some isolated cases, have a career in sports, perhaps something connected with religion, such as theology. It could be somebody, these people may be interested in working with publishing as well. This could be the person that could also be that kind of meander, that kind of restless person that maybe has some restlessness in connection with their career endeavors and may go from really out and perhaps out of boredom from one career vocation to the next in some cases. Now, the 10th house is also associated with status and recognition, and perhaps this person maybe get notoriety perhaps for some or recognition for maybe academic achievements in some cases, get some accolades for that, perhaps in connection with publishing, perhaps something connected with some kind of exploration or traveling, even maybe some work in a foreign country might be another example. This could also be somebody that gets some kind of reward or recognition, maybe for some kind of teaching. This could be, the 10th house is also associated with the dominant parent. And in this case, the dominant parent may be seen as somebody that's intelligent, that might be that perpetual learner, that's somebody that might be very philosophical, jovial, jocular, very buoyant, very optimistic and expansive and upbeat. And it could also be somebody that may be very religious as well and philanthropic. So they can, the person may perceive perhaps that dominant parent, which is generally the father, I believe, in is it may be seen them as such. So now, the 10th house is also associated with one's public image, and perhaps this person might be seen to the public as someone that's very philosophical, a person that speaks his or her mind very readily. And yes, even so, even if Pisces is rising, which it would be in many cases, as far as that public persona or demeanor may go, or how they're seen, I should say, by the public, someone that could be outspoken and blunt, someone that could be forthright, maybe perhaps even religious, a person that might be seen as philanthropic, a person that may be seen as maybe that traveler, that restless kind of wanderer, maybe a person that might love, be enamored with the outdoors, perhaps. I had a friend that worked works. I don't know if he still does, but he at least had worked in siding, who had Sagittarius on the 10th house cusp, and it seemed like it just the occupation really fit him because it was something connected with being outside. Anyway, the 10th house is also associated with one's reputation, and in this case, perhaps this person may have a reputation for being the philosopher, for being someone maybe that makes very bold, blunt, outspoken statements, a person that won't allow others to dictate his or her course of action, that won't allow another person to drive him or her, a person that likes to philosophize about things, speak their ideas very strongly, their opinions very boldly. perhaps a reputation for being a joke, or for somebody that can be very jocular, and somebody that can be very comical and witty, flippant. Now, the 10th house is also associated with authority figures, and this could indicate maybe perhaps the perception of authority figures. Perhaps this person has worked with authority figures such as supervisors or superiors that may be very buoyant, maybe very frank and forthright, but maybe athletic, sports minded. Could be people that are very jovial, that like to crack jokes, that have a very jocular type attitude, though maybe uh, very perhaps easygoing disposition. Could be people that are strongly that maybe travel figures prominently in their lives. They might see some of their one or more superiors or supervisors as people that are kind of here one day, and maybe they're traveling the next, and not always at the workplace consistently, maybe. Well, anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for having Sagittarius on the 10th house cusp in a natal chart. And stay tuned next time, where I'll be dissertating and talking about having Capricorn on the 10th house cusp in a natal chart. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone. Because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.